have to go on our lines and speak to the head of sports for IMAX Media, Yaw Ampofo Ankrah. He has the latest concerning the Christian Atsu situation on Ofolo issue. No, Kinley. So, yeah, good morning. Christian Atsu situation. What is the latest?
I mean, we're all asking ourselves what is the latest, and unfortunately, the latest is that what we have on the ground from Turkey, Christian Atsu has not been cited officially by any credible or reliable source. You do remember that the cause for good news or celebration or positivity came from a journalist, a Turkish journalist, a highly respected one at that, who had spoken to the club vice president. And what he said was that the club vice president told him that it's been reported to them that Atsu has been safely recovered, rescued, and taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. Now, the club president hasn't seen Atsu. The journalist has not seen Atsu. So the question is, who can verify that it was Christian Atsu and he's safely in one of the.
So we've lost Yaw. Call back onto the lines very shortly and speak to him. He was actually briefing us as to the latest regarding Christian Atsu. Reporter from the Turkish-based sports journalist Yaga Sabonkolo, and they say Atsu has been rescued and was receiving treatment at the hospital. Also on the club vice president, that is Hatay Sport vice president Sukasa. Also say yes, they had a meeting and he was told that Atsu has been rescued and is safe, also receiving treatment. But since then, everything has gone quiet. We've not officially heard from the club concerning the whereabouts of Christian Atsu. Hospital be so far. Bibiama say yes, we have Atsu here and is receiving treatment. And a lot of conflicting reports, but I mean, we'll make headway by close of day and Neddy and to say the latest concerning our brother, and we know he's safe at the moment. Christian Atsu, formerly Osiakan Edema FC Porto in Portugal, he had a big money move to Chelsea. Then he played for Newcastle, he played for Everton, he played for a number of clubs. And some in any Turkey for the Black Stars. So Abobia my AFCON here, Wabosa welcome Otimi Kobe 2014. He helped us beat Egypt to qualify for that World Cup in Brazil. So Atsu has been a constant figure in the Black Stars team. He's just 31 years of age, and in Pioneer was said Christian Atsu is safe. But this issue has actually gained international attention. BBC Mungina report, but they are all basing their report on what the Turkish journalist Yaga Sabonkolo Kacherobono. So that is what I don't know. I could say a bit of confusion because the journalist himself has reported that he has not seen Atsu, but based on what he was told, that is the latest concerning our brother. And he him say, we know the whereabouts of Christian Atsu and we know that he is safe because Christian Atsu, the foundation, the Okrumano, Adia Omoyeno, a Sopa Christian Atsu Foundation every year, but down now those who have been jailed due to fines, we will honor court ye catch in so 2,000 cedis and last year the Nebaka Koshe Yaban Kukum when Christian Atsu comes down to set them free. Hospitals go to me now. Yeah, nursing mothers now to make sure I'm free by paying for their medical bills and other stuff. So Christian Atsu does a lot, and I mean, say nipa we mungina wabu omono omudi ompaibo ebetanichi to ensure say Atsu would be safe and nothing would actually happen to him. And Pioneer Ball, we are still keeping tabs. Ghanaian embassy in Turkey, we are trying to reach them, but. To no avail. Yan come back near Yaw and Chichim Komo. So Yaw is on phone now. Yaw, only Yati Kasaye, but Yati so intimate confirm me his manager in Ghana and American ask me. When Timan confirm me whether he's heard from Atsu or his management even in Turkey.
Yes, unfortunately, Anope Mene, the manager, Akasa Abduhayati, and he's also sharing the same concerns that unfortunately they've not been able to speak to the player directly. They've not had any photos, any images or videos to confirm that he is indeed in hospital. So it's difficult for them. And I think the caution here is who has seen, who can confirm, who can verify, a credible source, a credible person, either from the medical team, a doctor, a club official or family member, or a member of the Atsu, a management team. None of them have seen him or spoken to him, and that is why there's a lot of, concern and worry at this stage.
Of course, but we've seen a few tweets from some players who are very close to Atsu, like Mubarak Wakaso, and if the tweet is anything to go by, there's a bit of a hint, say, Atsu has been found and currently receiving treatment from what we saw from Wakaso, no?
Oh, I know that, Mutala, there's no doubt about it. More than a hint, sir, club president, I could say, sources on the ground say, if you rabble, the hospital, he's going to go there. But what is worrying is that since then, updates from the club, and that is, Higher Sport have not come out to say, we've been to see him, this is his state, this is, these are his injuries, or this is the prognosis, say. I think until we have that from the club or from a family member or from a credible source, then we can all relax. But yes, of course, naturally we were all happy, very excited, joyous at the news that he'd been rescued and taken to hospital. But I think in the joy and in the absence of, that euphoria, rather, in the euphoria, we didn't ask certain critical questions, especially on the ground.
Yeah.
And we are now awaiting an update. It has been a while. Hopefully this morning we will get clarity and all this anxiety. You can imagine what it's doing to his family, his wife and children and his family and close friends, relatives. It must be really traumatic for them. So we need to keep on pressing and asking the right questions so that all this back and forth and misinformation and contradictory information is ended once and for all.
So what is the next move? Because the entire Ghanaian media space seem to be in a state of confusion, because even his family down here, they are as confused as how Ghanaians are confused, because almost when you have any credible information, they've not been able to make contact with any close associate of Atsu in Turkey.
Yeah, and one of the Mutala, almost celebrity. We've seen and heard reports, audio and video of family members happy, jubilant, thanking God. And if you look at social media, as you rightly mentioned, apart from Wakaso, the likes of Asamoah Gyan and the Ayu brothers, they've all sent messages or posted at least. Thank God, it was before then. It was pray for Atsu, pray for Christian Atsu. Now it's more about thanking God for this miracle. I spoke to BBC Focus on Africa yesterday, and I told them the very same thing. We all await to hear from the player himself. If he's unwell to the extent that he cannot speak, then we need to excuse that. And if it is, of course, an intrusion of his privacy to have photos of him in a bad state all over the place, then we can understand that. You don't want him, disturbing images all over the media. It wouldn't be good for his family. But I think the question is that who can tell us that who Atsu say na no I confirm it. Nipa is credible, reliable. And yet club officials and our president Nankasa and a reliable journalist that will be to me. Like I said, I've seen him with my two eyes, and I can confirm say A, B, C, D. I know some family members are trying to get at least one person over there, and also his management team on the ground. I know Yate would also try to get there, but flights, unfortunately, have been grounded for now. So even that makes it precarious. For the next hours, we have to rely on the hospital sources, the club, and this journalist who first broke the news that the player had been rescued and taken to hospital for treatment.
Okay, that's it. And we'll be coming to you again as to when you have information concerning Atsu, because the likes of BBC Mumina are relying on what the Turkish-based sports journalists they can. So on the phone was Yaw Ampofo Ankrah, the head of sports for IMAX Media, Miami boss, and when he had more concerning Christian Atsu, because I hear a lot of contact in Europe, and he will be somewhere, will be say Atsu. So nothing official from the club or Christian Atsu's entourage. Into any debate by close of day there. Now I just say we've made headway with the Atsu situation. My name is Mutala Yakubu.